Yo, 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 it's JJ the Claymore Minotaur bringing you a GTA Online video where I take a look at the customization options for the new Progen GP1 that was just released literally today. And as you can see, I've got myself a yellow one. I think pretty much all of the Progen cars that I own have a orange to yellow kind of color to them, and I think it goes with the Progen slash McLaren theme, so I'm gonna keep running with it. I might experiment with some colors later. Right now I'm checking out some of the front bumper styles. I remember thinking to myself, when it comes to the look with the customizations, because I understand there are plenty, I didn't want it to be too much like a race car. I think the previous Progen vehicles, you could attach liveries to, and I'm not sure that was an option for this one. So I didn't want to make it look overly sporty like a race car. Just subtle customizations, because as you can see with the exhaust options, you have a bunch of interesting exhaust port options, and some of them are pretty wild, like the four that take up that tiny gap underneath the license plate, and just that you can have all of these different combinations firing at the same time. It was very impressive, but as I said, I didn't want anything too overbearing, too sport Gran Turismo like, so I just went with the two up high either side of the license plate. Everything just subtle. So there are customizations. It's not vanilla, but it looks a bit more interesting. These light covers, first of all, it looks like it's asleep, and second of all, I'm not entirely sure if the lights actually shine through them. I'm guessing they would, but you never know. It remains to be seen. But even the hood options are pretty good. They're numerous, and I went for that intake that's slightly larger than the standard. I thought to myself, why not? It lines up well. It's subtle, sporty, but not overly so. And for these rear covers, it seemed that the LM ones were very similar to just the standard ones, so I thought, why go for the LM ones? There doesn't seem to be too much of a difference. That's another thing that would have to be looked into. But I did go for the option that shows you a little bit. It's a little bit of leg there, a little bit of the engine. And then with the skirts, I think that was a case of having the front bumper line up with it more than anything, because even the default bumper and no side skirt was shown earlier in the video was just a bit lower than the default skirt of the car. So I just tried to line it up, and the back kind of flicks up anyway. So it's cool enough, I think. Now with the spoilers, when I saw it do this, my first thought was, why was this not a dynamic spoiler? That would have been so cool, because I am a big fan. of those dynamic spoilers. Lights as well. Just those small features on these cars that mean so much. But once again, subtle, something that didn't ruin the lines of the car so much, because even at that angle you weren't able to tell that it was really a lift, but there was still a spoiler modification made. But I suppose you'd have to be a hater and pull out your magnifying glass to see it. But yeah, that's it. That's the final one I went for. As usual, check out the description box and I'm out.